BWOne here from BWOne, and in this video I want to give you my review of one of my favorite laptops of 2013 and 2014 now, and that is Lenovo Yoga 2 Pro. Yoga 2 Pro is a pretty awesome ultrabook. I'm going to get into all the reasons why I really think it's awesome. It's been a really good experience using this for about the last month and a half or so. I used this actually while I was at CES last month, and it was a pretty good experience using it. I'm going to get in all the details with that, but every video and every piece of content that I posted during CES came out of this laptop here, and it's been a great experience with that. Now, like I said, I'm going to get into that a little bit, but let's first just go ahead and sort of jump in and kind of look at sort of the aesthetics and sort of kind of look at why the Yoga 2 Pro is pretty awesome here. All right, first thing you really notice here about the laptop is that it has a nice sort of slick design with it. It's very reminiscent of the previous Yoga. I really did like using the Yoga 13 last year. That's one of my favorite laptops. It pretty much takes pretty much a design cue from it. It's a little bit thinner here, sort of has a bit of a slope down there, as you can see there. Just about an inch to a little bit more than a half inch to a little bit more than a half inch probably in thickness here. It's about 3 pounds in weight. It's actually very, very light for all the sort of the specs that that's packed inside of it. I was able to carry this around all during CES, and you CES if you've ever been there. It's a massive show. It's about the size of like 4 to 5 football fields. You're basically, you know, walking up and down, trucking all up and down the Las Vegas Strip and also at the convention center. And I had this with me here, and it never weighed me down. It was a couple of times I had it in my bag that I almost forgot I had it in there, and I was a little worried, oh, did I leave my laptop somewhere, since it was so light and so like it just wasn't a nuisance. You didn't feel that, you know, the heavy weight down that you normally would feel with some other laptops here. So definitely on the light and good feeling side when you're carrying this around here. It's take a look here at some of the ports here. We'll start off here on this side. You have your AC adapter, your charging port there. You have your micro, full USB 3.0 right there. You do have your micro HDMI or mini HDMI right there, so you're gonna need an adapter to plug that into a full-size HDMI port. And there's always some sacrifices there because you're trying to get the smallest size you can get out of these ultrabooks, so you have to make some sacrifices. You have to make a little bit mini there. Expansion slot there on the side. Here on this side, you have a standard USB 2.0 port, but it's a charging port as well too, which basically means if you have the computer in sleep mode and you have your device, or any type of USB device plugged in here, like your phone or a tablet, it's gonna charge it while the device is asleep at the same time. So that's pretty nice to have that feature. You have your headphones, your volume, your rotation lock right here. You have your power button here on the side here as well. Some LED indicators right here on this end. Pretty cool around, so you don't get too many ports. It's got a little minimal on that, but it's still nice overall in terms of what you get. I really like the fact you get USB 3.0 because you also get the really fast speeds with that. Let's go ahead and flip this open here, and we come up in here to the nice, beautiful display. This is a beautiful 13.3 inch QHD display. It's 3200 by 1800 display, one of the highest resolution displays that you're going to find on a laptop, and that's very good. Everything looks really good on it. Video, you know, Windows 8 itself looks awesome on it here with this nice UI. It's multi-touch. Everything looks really good. Photos look really good. We're going to take a look at some of those things there, but there are some caveats to it. Some programs might not be able to take advantage of that large screen size, so you might have some instances where, you know, some programs don't work out too well. One of those examples here is going to be Power Director here. I'm going to show you Power Director 12. As you can see here, it doesn't really minimize itself or pretty much set itself up properly so that it looks and works within that screen size. But there are other programs that obviously do, but here this didn't do that, so it's a little bit hard to sort of navigate. But if I go into Audio Director or Color Director, one of the other programs here, this is just an example I'm just using here. You can see that it's a bit on the normal size. It fits the screen resolution properly. So you might run into some of that. Lenovo has noted that down. You're gonna run into maybe some of those issues where you might find that with some applications. Hopefully those apps update themselves properly so you're able to use it that way. But that's just something you might want to keep an eye out there and look out for in terms of depending on what apps that you're using here with it. All right, we have some construction going on across the street from my apartment building there. So sorry if you hear a little bit of the banging and clanging of tow trucks and stuff, or construction equipment back there rather. All right, so you do have Backlit Keyboard, one of the improvements that they did make with it, which is really good that they did do that there. One of my complaints about the previous Yoga, there was no Backlit Keyboard. Now you do have the Backlit Keyboard on here. We can go ahead and brighten it up here for you. And you have, there you go, light it up right there. So it's really nice to have that. It just, you know, if you're gonna use it in dark environments, it's really nice to have that, just that backlit to be able to see things just a little bit better. Really great improvement there that they've added here with it. They've added sort of rubberized sort of feel around the edges a little bit more, so it makes it a little bit nicer. Also, if you bump the corners by accident in the different modes that you use it with, it's gonna help protect it a little bit more. You have your multi-touch trackpad here. This one's configured with a Core i7, so you can do up to Core i7 processor on the 4th generation version of that. You can also do up to 8 gigabytes of RAM on here, and you can also do up to 512 gigabytes of solid state storage. So you can get a lot of great stuff on here, and at a premium price though. That's definitely one thing. We'll actually jump into here, and if we go ahead and go and check out some of the specs here of this particular one, just to give you an example here. So let's go into there, and let's go into system properties. Obviously that's the easiest way to do it here. We'll maximize that out for you. You can see here we have a Core i7 4500 clocked at 1.8 gigahertz with 2.4 gigahertz boost with it. We have 8 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabyte operating system, obviously running Windows 8.1. And we have a I believe this is the 256 SSD inside of this one, but you can get up to 512 gigabytes of solid state storage. So that's pretty nice there with it. You get the nice storage space with it, and all fast and speeds and everything is pretty good with it. It does come with an Intel HD 4400 inside of it for graphics. Good enough to edit HD video. Like I said, I took this with me to CES. I was able to edit HD videos pretty much. If it was a 5-minute video, I was able to edit it in about 5 minutes. 10-minute video might have took a little bit longer, maybe 12 minutes or so, but fast, fluid. I didn't have any errors, nothing, no hiccups or anything. The UI worked well with it. It was a nice, good experience, close to desktop, but not exactly, but it was overall very, very good. Other thing here, it does come with a 4-cell battery, and battery life on here is awesome. I was able to take this through the show and just kind of grind all through it. And when you're on the show floor at CES, you're talking about, you know, 8 to 10 hours, sometimes even 12 hours or so on the grind, on the floor, away from where you can possibly charge. This thing was able to last throughout the whole thing. It will go all the way till about maybe just a little bit it's about maybe at 15 to 20% by the time I charge it up at the end of the night during most of the shows. Most of the time, it was able to just kind of just chug through the day, and it's really, really good to have that. It's obviously in that usage scenario, I'm doing a little bit more of high usage there, and that's with using it off and on, editing, not editing, having it on sleep. Sometimes I left it on to let it edit while I had it closed, while I was walking to another event. So that's a definite mix of different things here, but I'm talking about just as far as I've used it when I needed it, and it was there, I had enough power to get the job done, and that's very good there, and it's a very good thing to have. All right, another thing we can look at here is the different modes that the Yoga 2 Pro has. It pretty much has the same ones from before. It's a quad mode is what Lenovo will call it. So this is your laptop mode here, pretty standard. Now if I want to turn it into a tablet, I flip it in this way, and we get what's called tablet mode. It'll automatically rotate here. So now you have yourself sort of a Windows 8 tablet interface. And you'll notice here, no worries, none of the keys are going to respond while you have it in this mode here, and you can pretty much rotate this into different modes. So you can have it like this, or you can have it like this if you want a little more like a book or something like that, depending on how you want to use it. So this is good using the sort of the Windows 8 tablet. And what's going to happen is every time you rotate, you're going to get sort of these yoga picks, and what it's going to tell you is what the best modes for each one here. It's going to tell you it's going to give you notification every time you sort of rotate it around here. So you guys know what Windows 8 is all about here. So using this in this sort of environment, it's going to probably be the best for when you want to use the tablets or presentations or something like that. Pretty good there. Let's do the other mode here, which is sort of tent mode. So we sort of rotate like this here, and you can see it automatically rotates around. This is pretty good, I say, for presentations and other things. This is really good for cooking as well too, and it also lets me show you some of the voice controls as well too. It has the voice and motion controls that the previous Yoga had. It's a little bit more improved. Let's see if we can get a good one in here. Let's go to the Chef application. So it's this application to Yoga Chef. There it is. Bring that up here, and let's say we want to make some 3-cheese pasta bake. We'll go right into that there. All right, you can tell you the motion controls and all the controls are available. You can see I'm using it right there, you can tell. And we'll do that in photos too. You can see it if I was wave in front of it. Let's go into the next step. Just like that. It's a great way to do it. You can also go into next page, next page, next page. Well, if there was another step, previous page, previous page. So if you're cooking, you're able to use your voice commands to not have to like touch it, and you're able to use motion to be able to also not touch as well, get the screen dirty. So that's one example of using those controls. We can also do that here, and we'll rotate it into one more mode here, which I believe they call this stand mode. So we'll rotate it like this. All right, and we'll go into stand mode here. This is very good for presenting things, using Skype maybe as well too, when you're on your video call, using the Windows sort of modern UI or Metro UI sort of app there with that. That's going to be pretty cool. Let's take a look at some photos. See if I can find the photo application. I actually had it up here just a second ago. Let me see here. I'm obviously. All right, where did I just have it up? There it is. There's some photos. All right, we'll just use some of these stock image photos from Lenovo, and you should be able just to swipe left to right. All right, motion control is activated. Should be able to go left to right now. There we go. There we go. It's sometimes a little buggy. I will definitely say that. You can swipe it in there, and I'm also not really directly in front of it, kind of reaching from the side here, so it's a little different in trying to use it. Let me actually maneuver myself around. You can see there, and you see this. You saw this work a little bit better in the Chef app, but I was obviously not aligned with it. And there's a few other different modes you can use from, and it can't go as fast as you want to go with it, so it's sort of a stop kind of a motion that you have to use with it there, as you can see there. It's also another motion you can do. You can hold it up. I should be able to pull and zoom in. Oh, that's for the volume. Let me try that again. So I go boom, boom. Not sure if I can get this to work. Couldn't get it to work consistently when I try to practice it. I want to see if I can do it in the video. Can we get it up there? Certain distance you have to be. No, unfortunately not. All right, but you get the idea. The motion controls there. I don't really know how much people are really going to use of that. I don't think there's going to be a lot of usage of that in sort of photos and stuff. But I do think in sort of the Chef applications and things of that nature, I think it's really going to be useful in there. And those type of things. And motion controls will still have a long way to go across all devices before we get it really perfect there. But that's just a good example of sort of what you can do here and some of the cool tricks and stuff you can use with it here. And it's obviously taking a camera and using it at the same time to help you do the motion with it. That is an HD camera at 720p, so you're gonna be able to do HD video Skyping as well with it. So, all right, that's pretty much all the modes there. So you have a great example there. And we can take a look here. This isn't a mode, but you can see sort of how flat and thin the device is sort of in total. Pretty cool there with it. So overall, my thought process on here with the Lenovo Yoga 2 Pro, it's one of the best laptops that I've used so far this year in 2013 / 2014. Reason I say that's because this laptop did come out a year ago or so it wasn't anything that's recently new, but it's still very, very good. If you're in the market for a high premium device, you want something maybe not totally business, you want to get some business done, but you want something that's going to be sort of fun, more consumer based, it's on a business base, Yoga 2 Pro is definitely something to look at. I really have enjoyed my time with this, all the different modes, all the different things you can utilize this with. It's just a great experience overall. Definitely have to give it a thumbs up. I want to thank Lenovo for sending this out to us to review. It's been an awesome experience, and if, like I said, if you're in the line for something high premium, you really want that high, good content, good laptop, good ultrabook, and money isn't really going to be an object. You're not worried about the money, you're worried about the experience and the quality, and you want the best possible. The Yoga 2 Pro with Windows 8.1 is pretty much the best laptop right now, I think, to go with, because you have all the different stand modes. It just takes advantage of Windows 8 in a great way, and you have all the processing power, and you have all the speed and all the storage that you're going to need to be able to get through the day and basically take it to the next level here with the Yoga 2 Pro. This is my review here. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It definitely helps us out. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page here to catch all our great videos that we post here on BWOne.com. All those social networks as well too. So that's Facebook, Twitter, Google+. The links to those are in the description as well. We're gonna have a write-up as well of this, so you're gonna get a little more content there with that. It's gonna be available at BWOne.com with pictures as well. So definitely check that out. The link to that will be in the description as well once the video is posted. And always remember to live your tech world in high definition. Thanks for watching.